Hey everyone, it's Kong again with just a quick little video about this new mode, Skyline Tactics. I thought I would just dive in and basically give a quick little recap of what everything in here actually does. The first thing to look at is in the gallery screen. This gives a list of all the characters who are available in the mode, and here you can check out what skill they're going to have and what the skill actually does in this mode, as well as what troops they have available to them. You start out with no troops, but then when you upgrade to 2 stars you get the first troop, 3 stars you get the next troop. In here you get the harmony bonuses, so these are kind of like this mode's version of factions. And you can see as you have more characters for each harmony, you get to unlock more and more bonuses. We also have a list of the equipment in here, and you can see there's huge stat boosts on this gear. So again, the gear's a little bit different than it is in the normal game. And finally the technologies, but I prefer to actually look at those as they come up in the game. There's not much sense trying to memorize what all the techs do at this point. So we can also get a look at the event rewards. The main rewards are on these little tiers here, so the more points you get, you build up towards these final rewards. But there's also achievements and feats that you can do, mostly for like getting kills and getting round wins and stuff like that, so you'll unlock these as you go. Other than that, you just click match. It brings you to this little matchmaking screen where you can invite your friends if you want to, brawl with a bunch of people on your friends list, but you can just click to start matching, and it will start loading you into a game. So for this video, I'm not really going to focus too much on actual like strategies and tactics for how to be successful at this mode. I thought it might be more useful just for people who have no clue what's going on or what any of this means, just to jump into an actual match and kind of show you the flow of the game and like the things that you actually have control of. So like I was saying in the little hero gallery, you don't actually control the skill that your hero has. Okay, so the first thing that comes up here is going to be like the shop where you can spend your little tokens to get heroes. Then you just plunk them on the board somewhere. Obviously you're going to start out with just a little level 1 hero. You can only put 1 hero on the board. They're not going to be upgraded at all. Up here is where the equipment, as you get it, is going to end up being. All these 8 players on the right side have the same amount of time. So rounds start and end at the same time. So you can have more or less prep time, depending on how long your match goes compared to other people's matches. So after each round, sometimes you get to choose a piece of equipment, sometimes you get to choose a technology. So we're just going to look at what these little descriptions are, because like I said, gear has different uses in this mode than it does in the real world. So this early in the game, you're really just kind of looking for like characters who share a resonance together. And you equip the gear like I just did there by dropping it onto the character, and then it becomes basically like a buff. You can't unequip them. It's like permanently juicing up the character with whatever that gear's effect is. And the gameplay itself obviously is automatic, so you can see the characters, kind of like in the other Autochess mode, the Magic Tower mode, are just behaving like what their AI is telling them to do. And when you win or lose, you can see the little commanders like shooting those beams across at each other. Each player has 30 health, and once that health is gone, you're knocked out. And there are 8 players in a match. And at the very end of the match, you get points based on what your rank was. Now see how Wheeler was all glowy there? That means I got enough copies of Wheeler to upgrade him, so he has access to these Inquisitors now. I'm going to hang on to this hammer, and you can see here my resonances. We're just getting started, like we're really early in the game, so I only have 2 holy characters, 1 strategic hero, and based on those tiers, I get a couple little bonuses for my heroes. But obviously the deeper in the game you go, you're going to have access to... Oh, I actually have 3 slots now, so I can put another Chris copy up here. I might as well, she's my 3rd character. Later in the game, you'll obviously have access to more and more characters, so those resonance bonuses will get bigger and bigger. It also means, unfortunately, in later rounds, your matches can end up going longer and longer, which means you have less prep time. So sometimes you need to really rush to buy your new heroes and buy any equipment and put gear and change your positioning and change your turn order. So that one was a wash. Okay, so we're going to get some gold level technology here. Let's see which one we think might work the best for our current loadout. Alright, Leaden is also holy. He's like a third tier holy unit. I'll take him. So he cost me, what, 3 points? Can't afford anything else, but I definitely want to get Leaden on the field. And I was saving this Oath of Justice for him, so I'll pop it on him now. Up at the top here, you can see where you can change the action sequence. So that influences your turn order. Like I said, in combat is actually all AI, so you exert a little bit of control by choosing like who goes first, who goes second. And if you want to, you can click on the resonance itself to see what your bonus effects are going to be. For me, it's early enough in the game that I don't really need to get a good handle on what my bonuses are. I only have the level 2 holy bonus, level 2 protagonist bonus now, thanks to Leaden and Chris. And here we go. So one of the strategies, I mean, there are a lot of strategies that you can use. Some of the common ones will be either trying to get characters all of the same resonance to unlock powerful resonance bonuses. Another strategy would be like AoE, basically like an AoE rush. I've seen players use all AoE characters to basically try to spam your team down. Alright, looks like... oh yeah, I got Liana here for another holy character. Another strategy that a lot of people will use is basically trying to juice up one unit as much as possible to make them like a really strong, almost an invincible carry unit. Obviously, if one unit gets really strong, it can be difficult for your weaker units to actually put a dent in them, and you could end up killing yourself while trying to attack them. So here I've put Liana as my second character because Chris is so far my most powerful damage dealer, so she'll go, and then Liana will only be able to act again Chris, and then Chris will get to go again. So for now I'm putting my eggs in the Chris basket, but we'll see how that changes as this round goes on. So far, this round is looking like a pretty good one for me. So I did 2 damage there, but as the rounds go on, you gradually start doing more and more damage as well, to mainly prevent these from being like 50 rounds long. So after that round, we get to pick 3 pieces of equipment, so we're going to have to spend some time gearing our characters up. Fortunately, we have... because we won that round fairly quickly, we have a very generous, like, 70 seconds of time here to get our characters prepped. So at this point, I'm kind of in the, like, early game still, but I'm going through and finding any holy characters and buying those because I've already kind of committed to a holy comp early. And as you buy duplicates of characters, like what we saw with my Wheeler early on, and my Chris, as you get enough duplicates, it will automatically star them up for you. You don't need to do any, like, combining or anything like that manually. So keep your eyes peeled for characters that you already have, or characters that are members of the faction that you're kind of leaning towards, and that will help you upgrade those characters. Alright, so we're up to Holy Resonance 4 here now. Almeida is still pretty fresh and weak, so I don't expect she'll do too much other than maybe debuff some of the enemies. These mythical teams are interesting because Gizaroff and Akka both summon, which can distract your units from actually killing the opponent's real units. So if you're spending a bunch of your time just killing like constructs and wolves, the enemy's units are still alive to be able to like deal damage to you and survive to the end of the round, which means you could lose and lose some valuable hit points. Yeah, you can see Lambda's AoE there wiping out a couple of my units. I think we're still in good shape here, though. My Chris is pretty powerful. Oh, maybe not. We got totally wiped by 3 Lambda AoEs. So we're going to cycle through. We only have a few coins, so we're not going to go too spend crazy. Oh, I'm able to upgrade my Liana, though. That's nice. It did mean I couldn't afford another lead in there, though. And we don't have any gear to put out. We can't field a 6th unit yet, so we don't really have too much else to do. For this round, at least. So see, as the match goes on, the animations end up going faster and faster to try to get you back out to the prep phase with enough time to actually do something. But by now you should have a pretty decent handle on the flow of what's actually happening here. So you grab, between certain rounds, you're able to grab an upgrade, whether that's gear or technology like this. Then you go in the shop and you pick up characters. You're able to sell your characters as well, so if your little stock of characters down here gets too full for you to be able to buy any new upgrades, or if you find that you're out of little star tokens and you want to buy another character who looks really important to you, you can sell one of your characters back. Then you deploy on the field, however many units you can. You can drop some equipment onto units, you can change the turn order, and then that's it. That's the extent of the control that you get to exert in this game mode. So you can see we actually still have like 30 seconds of prep time left because our match was pretty quick. So you can check out the other opponents in the room with you and see like what their current levels of each resonance are at. So you can kind of get a feel for like what each player is kind of focusing on, and that might help you change your deployment. Like if you know you're about to face an AoE comp, you could change your positioning around a little bit or something like that. But to be honest, I think for most people it's best not to overthink it too much. Just focus on getting gear that helps your units, helps you build them the way you want to build them, then buy the specific units that go well with your comp. Put them on the field in a nice little formation, make sure they're equipped, and choose your turn order so they'll act in the order that you want. And then that's it. Then basically just see how many rounds you can survive, and the higher you position, the more points you'll get for your overall rewards at the end. So I think given the basic flow there, that's a pretty good overview of the overall flow of the mode. Like I said, I'm not going to go into too much depth on actual strategies that you might want to use, actual like team compositions or anything like that, because everything is given to you right in the game. If you want to go into that gallery menu and look at the characters, get a feel for what they do, look at the different resonances and see what appeals to you. Each resonance basically has a different strength and a different weakness. So there are some that do a lot of fixed damage, there are some that are really defensive and kind of make you quite invincible or hard to damage. So go ahead and read through all those, or you can just basically play and try a different resonance or a different faction each time you play and see which ones feel good. Because the game does give you a pretty decent variety as you're going through. Like, you can see I keep refreshing and there's just different units that I have access to here. So you could play once and say like, oh, I'm going to try to pick all like protagonists or Legion of Glory heroes and go through a match and see how that works out for you, and next time you play, pick all Strategic Masters heroes. So I think rather than continue to speak over the rest of these games, I'll probably hit the fast forward button a little bit and let the rest of these matches play out so you can continue to see like basically the overall flow of the game as it goes deeper and deeper into the rounds. And you'll get to see how I'm building my own team, as well as the strengths and weaknesses of some of the other enemy teams that I'm going up against. Alright, so that looks like it's going to be that for this match. Fortunately, I pulled out a first place victory in this one, which means I pick up 100 points. My total's now at 120, and I'm going to be able to go back out to the main menu and grab a couple pieces of loot, see what my new upgraded achievements are going to be asking me for. Oh, that's an important point to mention, actually. On the achievements or feat menu, it looks like there's only some pretty basic achievements in there, but once you clear some of them, they'll get replaced by like higher level versions of those achievements. So basically keep playing until you get all the loot that you can, and enjoy the mode. It's a pretty fun little mode. It seems kind of time consuming, I guess. Without all the fast forwarding, this video was about 45 minutes long. So that's how long it takes for a first place finish. If you're getting eliminated in like 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th place, you'll get a handful of points. But if you're in 7th or 8th place, you're actually going to lose points, so you do want to pay attention. Anyway, that's going to be it for me. Hopefully that was a quick enough little overview to give you just a basic understanding of how to play this mode, and you can get in there and actually start figuring things out for yourself now. So happy Langrissing, everyone! Hope you have fun, hope you have great luck, go and get those loots.